there's a great story of a Pakistani Hakeem who used to treat with ruqya. And so this physician had a patient who he treated, and then the patient got well, and the physician said, I'm so happy that the medicine worked. And she said, no, that medicine didn't help me. And he said, well, what helped you? And she said, the Hakeem did a ruqya for me, and that's what cured me. And the doctor was like, what do you mean? He said, after I came here, I went to my Hakeem Sahib, and he actually gave me a dua and did a ruqya, and that's what cured me. So this physician, he was a materialist. He was very upset about that. He wanted to meet the Hakeem and explain to him that you're really misleading people. And so he went and visited him. And then the Hakeem said, when he met him, the doctor said to him, you know, all this mumbo jumbo that you're doing, misleading people, telling them that, you know, you can say magical words and they affect them and change their body, and, you know, we have science now. We don't need these things anymore. And then the Hakeem said, you're a donkey. And he got really angry, and he started turning red and puffing up. And what do you mean? How dare you call me? I'm a physician. I studied at King Edward Medical College, and, you know, I'm well regarded. And he said, no, you're worse than a donkey. I think you're something else. And he started like just really, really getting angry, and he was about to explode. And the Hakeem just said to him, he said, look at how these few words I've said to you have just completely changed your internal state. And they're only words. I didn't give you anything to, you know, I didn't give you anything physical. How is it that those words could have such an effect on your internal state? And this is really about triggering and thinking and feeling. And so one of the things about thinking and feeling is that people can use them for really nefarious means. Like, because we're so susceptible to the changing of our inward states based on what's being presented to us, that people who have bad intentions can really do this. So one of the things traditionally that was understood, when you look at thinking and feeling, they're related basically to the emotions and to logic. So there's a relationship between the emotions and logic. And so when we have this kind of lack of knowledge of what's being done to us from others who might have real nefarious intentions in manipulating our internal states. So when we're unaware of that, we can really, really be used to, they can excite us and they can arrest our attention and take hold of us. It's a type of possession, really, if you think about it. So people can become easily possessed. Groups can become possessed. Whole entire nations can become possessed under the spell of people that know how to manipulate them when they have a type of unconscious vulnerability to these things. And so one of the things, this is what this great teacher taught, was that there's two classic models of emotional reprocessing, which illustrate how these differences in individual intellectual development are related to differences in emotional development. So one of the traditional ways of doing this was to rethink our likes and dislikes. And this is exactly what the verse is reminding us, that maybe you dislike a thing and in it is good for you. And maybe you like a thing and actually in it is harm for you. So this is actually telling us to reprocess the way we're thinking about things.